Hey everyone, Spectre here. So it's Sunday, or actually Monday, after 4th of July, and got a few chart requests. So let's go through it. I'm going to try to do this a little bit quick. Um, but let's jump right in. The first ticker on the list is Apple, AAPL. And what you're going to see is on the left here is just my 3 minute chart, and on the right is the daily. And what I am seeing here so far is you take a look at this volume profile. It's kind of interesting in the sense that we've now cleared this 139 area, which is a bit of a resistance area. We're hitting 140. You take this top channel right here, there might be a little resistance here. I'm not putting too much weight on it. We'll have to see how if we have a gap up, fail, and drop. But assuming that, say that this level right here, this 137, if we have a dip, and rip in continuation off the 137 level. Look what happened last time that there was a breakout on Apple. Come back here, and it starts moving into an area where there's no volume. It ran for another 1 or 2 months, and then after an amazing ER, it dipped and then ripped and continued. So after this, basically, we've been consolidating since August, this range. So we've got a really, really big breakout potential here, and there just really isn't much resistance. I don't see much resistance here on the upside. So the biggest thing that I have concerns with on this whole move is look at the volume. Really, the volume has dried up as we're kind of moving. So I am concerned about this, that the volume is not great, or it's kind of just it's descending volume overall, and so that has me. That's the one thing that I'm concerned about. But assuming that I'd say if one can go long and you risk to 137 as long as 137 holds. We could even see 145, 150 this in this coming month, and into August, September. The We do have ER coming up here at the 27th. But let's just say, hey, at the end of the month we might have a little bit more of a run. I'm thinking we're going to test 145 to 150 into this ER, and then we'll have to see where things whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised to see it pop and just before the ER drop back into 143, 145, something like that. If we assuming we get to 140, 150 or so. But yeah, so let's see how the volume comes in. I don't see a ton of resistance heading higher. There's probably going to be a little bit of chop here between 142 and 145, mostly because I'm a little worried about the volume. And but I just don't see too much of a wall or resistance coming up here outside of this one top way back when. So, anyways, just full disclosure, I am long on Apple. I've been long on the 140 calls for this week from 30 cents. And it closed on Friday. It was $1.20. Beautiful. Let's see if I get my $3 to $5 target on those calls. All right, next, Airbnb. Okay, so when we're looking at the daily here, it's choppy. This point of control you can see right here is 150.60. As long as if this can turn into support, it's also kind of like it's not my favorite setups, to be honest. We have to hold the 50-day moving average. It might come back, dip, maybe 148, 149. Right here, and then if it can reclaim back over this 154, 155 area, then it might have a shot for us. But it really needs to reclaim and to hold over the 50-day moving average and get over this 154 before it can start doing a grind to the upside. Let's take a look at the volume. Yeah, and then this 150, 20, 150, 30 is a point of control. So if this volume continues to hold, and there's buying here, then yeah, it's got room. If it does get going, we have room to 165 and 170 to the upside near term. All right, next, ADSK. Okay, Autodesk. This looks beautiful. 200-day moving average. It's kept every dip on this. It's been holding. Let's see if it can break out. It's definitely looked like it's set up. It did a push, a little dip here, come back, cross over this 299, 298. Sorry, roughly this 298 area, and then it's got to clear this resistance right over here around 301, 302. And if it can get some volume and clip through there, you can see this right here. This is the peak right here. So on 299, 300, expect a little bit of resistance, but if you can clear that, it could do a quick spike up into 320 toward 320. Especially if the market continues, there could be an ER run up here into right here August, late August. So yeah, Autodesk definitely has some potential. We could go long on this break over here, and then probably risk to 295, 296. See if it can break out and hold. I don't know if there's any news catalyst coming up this week, but overall, kind of looking good. It's looking good. I always worry about on these highs about chop, but this to me looks like it has some potential. Let's see, we got this dip. Yeah, I think this could hit some upside. The big clearance that needs to be for triggering the major move probably want to be 303 to 305. And if 305 clears, maybe consider 310 call. Okay, let's take a look. AFRM. I've actually don't know if I've ever traded this ticker. This looks nice. We've got a dip over the 50-day, came back, tested, pushed, dipped again, higher low. So now at this point here, I'm actually set an alert that if this crosses 70-50, I'm interested. So over 70, 70-50, I'm interested. My first target would here be this roughly the 78-80 area, and then I'd be looking for a push up into. Okay, next, AMZN. Okay, Amazon. So this was a killer play on Friday, and the daily looks really like look at this consolidation. So and then we have ER coming up on right here at the end of the month, July 29th. So we could have a breakout. So I kind of think that when I'm looking at this, I think we are setting up for a decent breakout over 3550. We could bring 3600 to 3700 very, very quickly. Especially if it gets this volume, there shouldn't be much resistance at this point. There'll probably be something around 3550ers, and once that clears, I would expect 150 point pop within a week or two. So let's see if that plays out. Okay, after this we have Baba. Okay, so the only reason I'm bringing Baba up is because I was originally long on the swing stuff. It looks pent. I mean, this was the long entry where I was right here. We were looking at this, and then I had a nice pop into 230, and then it got slammed. And then there's always like this China overhang. Something's going on over there, and I think it's the China names are being artificially depressed. Market wants it to go up. In my opinion, the market wants these tickers to go up, especially with the rest of the market running. But there's this overhang that there's always negative news or always something coming up that's slamming the China down. So my general thought on this is you can be cautious. You can go long. You might want to swing. If you're going to swing, I'd probably risk to 209, 210. And if it breaks, then just pull it. Because you're basically looking at, 10 points of risk here. And if it's a long-term swing, then you've got a ton of upside, right? So you're risking 10 points for maybe 100 points of upside over time. 100 plus points. So it's a judgment call for everyone to make. It is back under the 50-day moving average. Isn't great. And so maybe one way of trading this would, I guess if I'm going to do it, I would maybe consider a long here as a starter. And I'm only interested in adding if it can get over this 232 and risk to my average to see if it can at least run up to 2 coming weeks or months. That said, I do think that there are other opportunities out there that might be a little bit safer right now. Kind of names. Let's see. Okay, let's see. There will Chandra Sekar. You gave me a lot of tickers, didn't give me any catalysts, so I'm only included Baba as a PSA for everyone. But I would love to go over some of your tickers, but not so many. And be sure to include a catalyst for why you think it deserves to move this week. So thank you for replying. Okay, so next we have McDonald's. I have not looked at this chart in a little bit of time. Look. Okay, let me remove this. Back when I was doing fibs. Fibs are great. I mean, you can still see they kind of work right here. Um, Let me go ahead and clear it because day to day, every day. Uh, Over 21. I might do anything. Okay, so that's cleared up. Let's take a look. So, good consolidation on McDonald's, and as I like the support right here, probably 228 or so. Looks like decent support, crossing back over the 50-day moving average. If it gets some sort of volume or catalyst, it does have earnings at the end of the month. So yeah, so this could get a potential ER run up to 237 or so. And then if it breaks out over that, we've got probably I'd shoot for 243, 244. But yeah, if it can put. Last ER, it kind of did a whole lot of nothing. Maybe it looks like maybe a gap up and fall. But let's take a look and see how this plays out month. But basically, it's consolidating. Nice support right here. I don't know if it's got any volume or momentum to cause it or trigger a bigger move to the upside. But for swings, this might be a good. Okay, and just a reminder, everything I'm saying is my opinion only. It's not advice or investing. I'm just looking at things as how I might trade it. Okay, Starbucks. That's a nice chart. My first time looking at it in a while. So I like this. I like the reclaim. I like the push over here. Let's see, it had some volume pushing over here, a little bit of a dip, and then crossed. And now we're going to hold over this 114.50. So I'd say that, yeah, if it can continue, Starbucks does have some potential to continue up here. It also has ER here at the end of July. And so could have a couple more days. Maybe we see 117, 118. And then we'll have to see. All right, so that's Starbucks. We have 3 more tickers we're going to be doing here. We have Square next. Okay, on Square, let's take a look here. Overall, bigger picture, I do like Square. Let's see. It might be getting punished a little bit with Bitcoin. I don't recall where it's at today, but with a recent drop. So overall for Square, I kind of like it long around the 230, 233 area down here. I think if any dips down into this 200-day moving average is a blessing, an opportunity for a bigger picture long. And overall, if it does get some volume and can get going and it can clear this 250, I would shoot for 260 and probably 275, this area right here. I'm just not sure about time for when that may. And we have to look at August earnings. So the last couple of ERs, you can see that it kind of dumped. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I kind of like this. If it can dip here, 230, 220, 223, 220, something like that, right? In this area, if it was to dip there, I'd be open to taking a swing long. And then I'd risk down to this. And the other opportunities I would say is that if it clears 252, then we can maybe take a long for a shot up at 280. Okay, so that's squared. Let's do TLRY. Okay, so TLRY loves to gap down and fail. So at this point, I mean, I kind of liked it for a long. There wasn't any follow-through volume. right? So that said, who knows? I mean, I think long term as a swing, it might be okay. It's going to need to consolidate a bit, and I'm not familiar enough with what upcoming catalysts there might be. There was that one bill that I thought was going to give TLRY some juice for upside and take it carry it up into the 20s and maybe toward 30, but that didn't materialize. So at this point, it's I think it just needs to it's in consolidation mode. Okay, UPST. So this one's kind of frustrating, UPST, because I do like it. I think we nailed the entries down here before at the 116, 118, 120 area. But look at what it keeps doing, right? We had a great quick move when we first took that swing dip on it. Anyway, so UPST. Here's the challenge with it. It's got a ton of tops here being sold off. It's got dips here around 120 where it's being bought. So overall, what does it say? This is basically consolidation, right? I don't like these long dip wicks come down. So to me, there is a chance that if it does break, that all this volume that's been consolidating and holding this 120, 118 area, if it does break 116 at some point, there's a decent amount of chance that this is going to sell off at Yankton. But if it does continue to base here, one could go long. Not a bad risk reward. Getting long, maybe 118, 119, and risk 3 points to 116. Because look at this. When it does run, it pops into 130, 133, right? So if you're in at 119, risking 3 points, and it pops 12 points, that's a 4-to-1 risk reward, right? Assuming it gets up to 131 or something. So, and you just keep doing it until it wants to break out of this range, up or down. So that would be one way to maybe trade that. All right. So that's it for this quick chart request review. I hope it was helpful to you, and I will see everyone in the morning. And have a great evening.